Hi everyone, we are going to look at how to create a simple flyer like this. Okay, now we have various forms of element that combine to get this design, like images over here, and then we also have shapes like this rectangle over here, and other shapes we use to form this and also to blend colors. Okay, we also have other shapes here like the squares that filled with colors, and then we also have other forms of element like the text lines, and then all this that we can use to form this design. Okay, so let's see how we can make it, how to design it, how to combine elements and commands to get all this. All right, let's start. So we are going to use a software called Coreldraw. Now Coreldraw is a vector illustration software. Okay, right, when we get more into graphics definitions, you get to understand this. All right, but for the meantime, let's see how we can use the software. So you click on it, and then you go to file. First of all, by default your paper size is letter, but we are going to design a flyer which is an A5 size. So we go here, we choose A5. All right, normally these are the few ones that when you use the history of the paper sizes that you've used, but when you come down you see other paper sizes. So let's select from here. Okay, and then this is our paper size. So we activate the zoom tool, that is Z, or simply click here and click on zoom to page. Right, so we are first of all going to look at what the client give to us, like the images, the logo, and the information. But let's get the information quickly. So we are going to select all, or simply hit Control A to select all, right? Control A. Now you can go to edit and copy, or you can use Control C, right? So now after getting this, you now go to Coreldraw, activate the text tool here, click Control V to paste, right? Control V to paste. Now after doing this, right, let's go ahead and get the other ones, but let's squeeze this, right? Just by holding this handle, you squeeze it, click, hold and drag, and let's move it aside. Now let's look at the basic blocks to get this whole design. All right, so first of all, we double click on the rectangle tool, and then we size this from here to here, or we can duplicate by pressing the plus key, and then we size this from here to here. But the image here, that is good, we are going to determine that by how we can fix it. So let's see how we are going to do that. We click on that, and I think that is the first image here. Okay, so let's import, right? We're going to import it. So Control I will take us to import, or you can simply go to this side, come to import, and then we go to desktop. Wherever you saved it, you can go there. So I'm going to AKG. We open the folder, and then that's it. So we are going to select all the pictures, click on import, and then we're going to draw them one by one. So I draw one here, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's it. All right, so let's move them. Let's move them aside, and then this one is going to come here, right? So we are going to grab it from the node, put it here, stretch it all the way here. So at least we are not even going to use this, so let's take it off. Okay, we just need it to go occupy that side. Delete. Okay, the next thing to do is to bring this picture. So I'm going to drag it from the node, then I stretch it all the way to snap to the edge. Okay, now you can see some white line here, right? It will not come when you print it, you won't see it. But then if you don't want to see it, you can just take it up a little bit, you won't see it, right? Okay, so I just use the arrow keys on the keyboard to move it. I think this object is on top, so you can bring this to front by going to arrange, order to front of page, right? So it's just a little, but let's keep it like that for now. And then the other pictures, like the details here. So I think there are about 3 squares here. Okay, so let's we draw one here. Hold the control key, drag down nicely, and then point from edge to edge duplication. So I'm going to duplicate and repeat the action by using Control D. Okay, let me go over this. You point to this side, hold the control key, drag it, and right click. So you repeat action by using Control R or Control D. Okay, good. Now after doing this, we have to zoom. So zoom, and then we are going to select all these objects, multiple selection. The shift key, click here, click, and click there. Okay, I didn't do it right. Let me do it again. So I'm going to deselect, start from one end, then all the way to this side. So the shift key, hold it down, click here, and then click here. So you see it has selected all the three objects. So I'm now going to drag to this side nicely. Good. Alright, so everything is even. Alright, so let's see how we can get these objects in. Okay, I don't think I'm going to need this. Right, it wasn't in part of the picture. If you watch, it's not part of the design, right? So it was just 1, 2, 3. So I need to take that off. I wanted to use that, but it all depends on if you use it somewhere, maybe you won't get space and all that. So I decided to go with this. Okay, so let's get back to Coreldraw. So I need to take this off. So delete, and then this needs to come here. Okay, so first of all, there's something known as power clip. We are going to put this into this container object. So these are content objects and container objects. The way you can do this, we have two ways. You can point to the picture, right click, hold, and drag, drop it, and click on power clip, right? Then it goes inside. Then you have to work on it. Now let me undo Control Z. You can also do this by going to Effects, Power Clip, Place Inside Container, and click. Right, so you see for this procedure you won't see it, you have to get into it. Right, you can get into this by holding the control key and clicking. Right, then you're going to see your image. So let's fix this into this. So let's zoom, move it, point to the node, snap it to the node, and then squeeze it. Okay, right, I think that's fine. This is going to go off, but it's fine. At the end of the day, we should not see any white like this. If you see this, you're not doing the right thing. Right, you need to snap to the node. That's what I did from the beginning, that if you have the image, point this side and snap it. Right, so with that one you won't have any problem. The same way, this has gone out a little bit, but it doesn't really matter. The main focus is here. Okay, good. So I'm going to point to this side, hold the control key and click. Good. So now I'm able to solve this side. The next thing to do is to get this. Okay, so I need to sample one of the colors from here to replace that. Okay, so I go to Eyedropper Tool, and then I click here, point to this side, and click. Right. Okay, now I need to get one of these colors. So because I want to balance things up, let's use the color here. Okay, right, looks so deep. Okay, but let's use it. Okay, now we need to get the AKG, right? This. Okay, but for the meantime, let's draw our objects. So we are going to draw a rectangle. Okay, and then put it somewhere to the center here. Let's find the midpoint, and we have to move this here a little bit. I think this is good. Yeah, this is good. So we fill it white and take off the outline by right clicking here. Okay, so we need to bring our AKG logo here. So once again, Control I to import. Okay, we don't need to import actually. You see, it's a Coreldraw CDR file. so we have to open. Okay, so let's open from here. It doesn't really matter, it's still good. Oh, it's going to mess up, right? We can't. Okay, it's working, but I don't like this. I don't like the way it is, so let me delete, and then I'm going to go into the folder, to the AKG. So AKG, and then I open from here. Okay, so there's a vector file. I need to open the Coreldraw file, so I need to copy this, Control C, and then Control Tab key. That is the key on top of the caps lock. So Control Tab key will move and switch the pages or the documents, let's put it that way. And then I'm going to paste Control V. Okay, so that's the AKG here, nicely, right? It's quite small, so I have to make it smaller. So let me zoom out, activate the zoom to my present Z, click, hold and drag, and then we see it quite big. Okay, so now I'm going to keep on making it a little smaller, not too big. I need quite big space here. And then I'm going to do some alignment. That is by activating the shift key and clicking on this to make a multiple selection and press C. This is what we call the align centers vertically. Okay, so I'm going to deselect, select here, click, hold the control key and move it up a little bit. The reason why I held the control key is I don't want it to shift. Okay, so the next thing to do is to draw the box. Okay, let's get back to the design. Okay, so it is the box, right? Okay, so I'm going to draw a box from here. It's a rectangle, and I need to make sure I'm getting things right. So let's zoom, bring a guideline, and then move this here. Then do the same thing here. Okay. Okay, so after you finish doing by clicking, holding and dragging again, you can right click, then to return back. Okay, so let's see what we can do. We need to type our, let's move these things up a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to select this, group it, to do Control G, or you can come to this side and group. Grouping simply means you are making your object behave as one unit, so you can move them and then come back at all times. So Control G, or you can simply go to this side. You can see the shortcut Control G. So I make a multiple selection to this and press C and E. That is align centers vertically and align centers horizontally. Okay, now I can take all these lines. I click on this, hold the shift key, click on this one, and press delete on the keyboard. Okay, so let's see how we can achieve this, right? There's few things here. Okay, so I'm going to there's something we call lock objects, right? So let me lock an object from here, so I can right click here and lock the object. The reason why I lock the object so that when I select here, it shouldn't touch these grouped objects. Okay, so let's start. First of all, I need to draw a rectangle, and then draw another long rectangle from here, okay, to get the one type. And then we're going to do something we call welding. Welding simply means you are joining two objects together. Okay, so two or more, please. Okay, so it can be two or more, but it's just two. So I make a multiple selection by holding the shift key, and I click on weld here. Okay, so when I have the one type, I need to duplicate. So I click, hold the control key, drag and right click. Okay, the reason why I combine so many keys is because I don't want it to shift, right? I can simply duplicate an object by pressing the plus key and then move it. But the problem is, if you just move it let's see what is going to happen. This is a problem. Let's bring guideline. See, so that means you didn't get things right. Okay, but there are so many ways. The first way, that's fine, like click, hold, drag, and right click. As you hold the control key, right? So let me do it again. So click, hold the control key, drag it, and right click. That's fine. If this procedure is too difficult for you, you can also click, press the plus key, click, hold the control key, and drag it. Okay, so I need to get my X, so I can just simply type an X. Okay, that's fine, and I'm going to position it here. Okay, so that's the X. All right. Okay, I think I've got everything right, but you can still use alignment properties. So you can select this, make this, and type T to the top. But the problem is this a little bit. Well, we're going to fix all this. So let me leave it for now. And then the addition down there, we need to type it. So I'm going to type addition. Okay, I finished typing the addition. I'm going to zoom. And then I must make sure that I'm getting things right. You know, if you zoom closely and some part is off, then that becomes a problem. But you see, when we take off the outline from this, we are going to have the main object from here. So I can bring this here for the meantime. Okay, that's good. And then I'm going to bring this here. It's fine. Don't worry about overlapping. It's the zooming levels, right? There are a lot of things we can look at, but let's still correct that just to be sure. Okay, you can always come back, right? You can always come back. Okay, good. So I'm going to spread this letter to this side. So I also need a guideline here, which is going to guide me. So voila. You see, these are some of the problems if you don't zoom. So let me activate the hand tool by pressing H, drag the page, and we do that nicely. Good. All right. So right click, hold and drag, activate the pick tool by pressing the space bar, or you can simply come to this side. So click, shape tool, and then I drag it to this side. That's nice. I'm going to keep it this way. Now activate the zoom to Z, right click, and then we need to fix the colors here. Okay. All right. So these colors, that's a hot pink and orange. Okay. So I'm going to start with this. I go to the fill tool, fountain fill, and then there's hot pink and orange. So that's it. Okay, so I need to rotate so that this one comes to the top, this one comes down. Right. So let's see, let's try some figures. Okay, so -80 will do. That's it, we have it there. So I click on OK. Right, so that's it. And since I have this fill here, I can click here and drag it into this. That's it. So I'm going to make a multiple selection to this and right click on this. Right. Oops, it didn't work over here, so I need to do it again. Oops, that's a problem. Let's check it out. Okay. I don't know why I took it off, so let me cut it. Control X and then delete this. I think probably I duplicated so much. Okay, so that's it. I'm done with this. I need to make multiple selections to all this. So I click, hold and drag, and then Control G to group. So I need to unlock this object, but let me delete these lines. So multiple selection, hold the shift key, click, delete. Now I want to align this object, which is behaving as one, to this object. Okay, so let's see how I can do that. I'm going to unlock this, right click and unlock, click on this and make a multiple selection to your other object. So hold the shift key, click on this and then do align centers vertically, that is C, and align centers horizontally, that is E. Oops, there's a problem. Okay, right. Now I forgot to ungroup this. Oh, you see, this is counting as one object, so it has to move. So let me undo. Okay, so I have to ungroup. So ungroup, deselect, and I have this. That's fine. This small boxes shows that is one object, but when you don't see it and it extends up, then you know it is being grouped. Okay, so I'm going to ungroup again, and then select this, make a multiple selection to this, so C and E, which gets to the true center. Okay, so we have this. That's fine, and we need to move down to these ones here, you know, technical details and some colors and stuff. Okay, so let's see. Let's start with the colors. So I'm going to get circles, small circles over here. This. So I'm going to duplicate, repeat the actions, about 4 of them. We are indicating the colors from this, that. Okay. Now let's start adding colors. We are going to do something we call color sampling. Okay, so I'm going to select this one from here, but it looks too deep, you know. Okay, but here I think this color represents that. We can sample the color from here, so let's sample. But the thing is that if you sample the color from here, this side is white. If you sample the color from here, let me zoom. Okay, this way. Okay, it's quite cool. What I did now was quite deep. Okay, but it showed up now. You see, it's quite deep. I didn't do correct sampling, so it became deep. But we're going to use this. Then this one. Okay, so we can sample from here, but let's sample from here. That's fine. And then we are going to sample the black one. So the black, for the black, we know it's black, so that's fine. And we have this blue. Okay, I want something that is not too deep. Okay, we are going to use this for now. So we select all, right click, that is no outline, and we are going to keep this. Right, we are going to keep this. Okay, so the next thing to do is to type the colors. So I'm going to type. Okay, and then I'm going to squeeze it. Okay, and give it white. Then we can choose a font, right? But for now, let's use this. Okay, let me see whether I can get some fonts. So I can use, let's say, Source Sans Pro Light. Okay, and I can use this shape to spread it up. Okay, so once again, I can do other things. I can now move this and move this to this side. Alignments are very important in design. Right? Alignments, right? And these are certain principles you need to understand. Okay, so it's fine. Good. Now I can group it. Control G and reposition it very well. But I think it's fine over here. So I'm going to click on this. Oops. Trying to click on that. Okay, so Control A to select these two and delete. Right. So the next thing to do is now to get these stuffs over here. Okay. It has gone to the back, so Control or Shift page up will do. We can simply go to this side, order, and then to front of page. Everything is going to come. Now there goes another problem here. You can see the white, but when you print it will not come, right? Once it's showing, it's just like it's at the back. That's why. Okay, so we're going to look at technical details, the launch date and all that. Okay, in order not for the thing to disturb this, I can make a duplicate of this. Okay, or yeah, that's it. Give it white and then delete this. Double click and delete, because when I break this apart, it's going to affect all of them. Okay, so so this one is going to go off, and then I think when I break Control K, it's going to break all this. Yeah, I said it. Okay, so let me also copy this or make a duplicate, and then delete this, backspace, and again. Okay, and then I'm going to take this off. Okay, so technical details, let's get some font for it. I think I used this and made it big, and then I'm going to double click here and then press enter. So I'm going to make it big again, and then make it quite smaller, and then Control K to break this apart, then click here and then make this big. Okay, so now these ones too, I need to choose a font for it. It's too light, let me check. Okay, exactly the font I used, so I'm going to bring it here and then move it up. You can check the alignment. I can select all this and make it to L. Okay, that is left. And then I can also bring guideline from here to here, and then zoom and check things out. Okay, good. Right, that's fine. Okay, so this also broken test apart, so let me just make it, oops. Okay, good. All right, so I think everything here is white, so I'm going to select all, make it white, and then I'm going to draw lines here. So there are some lines over here. The freehand tool is going to help us, so click, move, and click. Good. And then this orange, so I'm going to push this here, then make a duplicate and repeat the action. Okay, so there's an arrow here. Let's look at the arrow. Click here, draw a line, click, and then you can join the line here. Okay, so I click here and that's it. Okay, so I'm going to change this to white. Right click on white, and then I'm going to push this here a little bit. So I'm going to push this and push this here. Okay, all right, and I want to bring this thing down. Sorry, undo this line down and make this smaller again. Okay, so now how to get an arrow here? You select it, come to this side, choose an arrow. Oops, so I think the other way around. Yep, okay, all right, so that's it. Right, we are getting closer. Right, we are done with this part. We are now going to this side. Okay, all right, so here we need to choose our font. So because we want to maintain consistency, I can use the same font, but I prefer using maybe Calibri Light. That's fine. Okay, and then they look alike anyway, so we are going to maintain that. Okay, so that is consistency in design. Okay, so I'm going to break this apart again, right, starting from here. Okay, let's go on. I'm going to break this apart, Control K. All right, and then I'm going to select this and make it a little bigger. But let me choose the same font size, so let's use 24. I'm going to use 24 for this, right? 24. Okay, good. And I'm going to bring this down and select the dates, make it bigger because it's an emphasis, right? People are going to look at the dates, so you need to create some emphasis or focus on it. Okay, and then these ones all need to be small, so to get to this, so I'm going to make it smaller. So they are all emphasis, but at least they are visible enough to see. But people are going to look at the dates when it's going to launch. Okay, and I'm going to select all this, move it up a little bit. Yes, that's fine. And then I'm going to use this pink for this, so I use that just to differentiate, and then this one too as well to differentiate from this. Okay, and yeah, I'm going to select all in group, Control G, and reposition it. So I need it to keep up to here and here. Okay, so the launch date goes there, it's at the top, that's fine. I'm going to move that a little bit using the arrow keys on the keyboard. I'm going to do this, click, hold and drag. Good. So now my design is ready. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to select this, hold the Alt and Control A to delete all the guidelines, delete. Right. Okay, so that's it. I need to take these lines off. You see there's a line here, all these black lines need to go. So I'm going to select this, hold the shift key, click, right click on no fill, and then I have this. Yes, you are going to see this. Yes, but when you print it will not come. But if you still want to take it off, you can let these ones overlap, unlike how I taught you in the beginning, but it's not going to show. Right, it's just not going to show. You see, it's not showing. Right, it's not showing. Good. Yes, so that's it. That is our design. Right here and there. Right here and there. I want to see what I'm missing. Right, it's just this that is kind of showing so much. But then once again, you can select this. Okay. And we don't have to use this in design, right? But what we can do is we can stretch it and let it overlap. Okay, so for now it's not overlapping, but it has solved the problem. But the problem here is this: we need to cut it off. So to do this, we can use this and then select these two nodes and put it to that side, right? And we have it that way. Okay, so now we don't have that problem here. Okay, good. Now let's get back here and see whether we have here. We have some, I think that's the parent object that we drew from the beginning, but we can still keep it. We can decide to delete it if we want, but it's at the back, so it's going to this. We're going to leave it. I'm going to leave it for now, and yeah, that's our design. So this is how you can combine elements to form a design. The picture, text, colors, blend of colors, lines, all these are elements, right, that with commands and principles you can be able to do even more, right? So thanks for watching, and see you some other time.